Hey, what's up? Today's video is a very special video. As you can see, we are not on MCOC. And yes, I know I am a CCP member or whatever on MCOC, and most of my content will be on MCOC on this channel. But I was live streaming yesterday and I asked if some of you would love to see an MCU tier list, and a lot of you said yes. So I think we're going to make an updated MCU tier list. So, a year ago when I started posting videos again, I think it's a little bit over a year now. I made an MCU tier list. Since then, I have rewatched every movie basically. I want to say I've roughly rewatched about everything. And I kind of have a new perspective on a lot of movies. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna make an MCU tier list today. If you like this style of video, please let me know down in the comments. It's something different than what I've been posting lately. I'm definitely gonna stick to at least Marvel related content on this channel. And 90% of my content that I'm gonna be making is MCOC. But MCOC is kind of in like a dry stage right now. We're at the end of the month, so there's there's not much content to be made besides towers, and I've made so many towers videos and streams. So that being said, we are getting a live stream tomorrow, and then next week is the new update. So hopefully there is a bunch of content coming in July. But yeah, enough rambling. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, comment, do all that, and let me know what your takes are. So that being said, let's go ahead and hop right into it. This includes basically everything in the MCU that is like all the shows. There's Jessica Jones. There's What If. Basically everything up to date. And I'm pretty sure this is all the way up to date. I think the last thing to come out was Daredevil Born Again Season 2. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and hop right into it. So, start off, the OG, the one that started all, we have Iron Man. I'm a big Iron Man defender. I love Iron Man. This is a solid A tier edition. I don't remember where I put it on the last tier list, but thinking about it right now, Iron Man was a great addition. It's one of the better MCU movies. I don't know if I don't know if it's in my top 10 movies, but it's definitely close. It might be in my top 10 movies. I just love it. It's just a solid movie. And honestly, if it had nothing to do with the MCU and it was just a standalone series, it still would be a great movie. But just going back and looking at it, how they were setting up this universe, it was just so peak. Phase 1 of the MCU is amazing. I don't care what anybody says. The fact that we were just setting up every movie and every movie had like some way to tie into the next movie. It was just perfect. I loved Phase 1 of the MCU. Honestly, that's what I grew up on, which I don't remember watching it for the first time, all these movies, because I was very young. But going back and watching Phase 1, it's just such an amazing experience. So yeah, Iron Man 1, peak. We get RDJ for the first time. RDJ, as you guys know, he's absolutely perfect as Iron Man. So not much else to say. Iron Man 1 was a great addition. Solid A tier. Now, I'm pretty sure I talked about this in my last tier list, but this is the hottest take I probably have in the MCU. This is a high C, low B for me. We're gonna probably put this very high C. High C, I consider to be solid movies that I enjoy watching. Low C to D are movies that are just trash. And actually, we're just gonna go ahead and add a row below, and we're just gonna call it. Why did it go there? So okay, we'll just name this D, and then we'll name this F. And then we'll just do this. And then we'll do. Whoop. Hold on a second, guys. We are technical difficulties. I should have done this at the beginning of the video, but there we go. Now, that being said, Hulk, honestly, I'm very nostalgic for it. I do know that it was my favorite movie growing up. I've watched this movie more times than probably any other MCU movie. Rewatching it lately, I still have that nostalgia. Like I still love it. That being said, it is not the greatest movie ever. It can be boring at some parts, but just Hulk being Hulk and the Hulk fight scenes that they gave us and just Abomination, it's perfect. It's not perfect, but like it's perfect to me. It's as perfect as it can get. I just love Hulk. I do know. I loved Bruce Banner in the movie. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I loved how they did Bruce Banner. I don't know if that's crazy. I also do love Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner. God dang. But yeah, The Incredible Hulk is a great movie in my opinion. Not a great movie, sorry. I'm kind of overhyping it. A good movie. It's a solid movie. Like a 7 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. If I was comparing it to like Supergirl that came out this year as a second movie, I would take Supergirl over The Incredible Hulk, but not by much. But yeah, that being said, I think it was a pretty solid movie. It is very overrated. But next up, we got Iron Man 2. I think Iron Man 2 is on the same level of The Incredible Hulk. These movies, I think, are equal. I think Iron Man 2 has a lot less going for it. It has lower lows, I guess you could say. There's a lot of moments in Iron Man 2 where I'm kind of just bored, which I guess I am in Hulk. But Iron Man 2, like the fight scene between Tony Stark and Rhodey is just perfect. I loved that fight scene. And then the ending scene where they're fighting Whiplash, even though I hated Whiplash in the movie. I did not like their take on Whiplash. But I loved the fight scene at the end. I loved the introduction of Black Widow, sorry. But yeah, Iron Man 2, it's a movie. It's just there. Next up, we have Thor. Once again, I would probably put it just ahead of Hulk. I feel like they went on a stretch of just kind of like mid-tier movies, nothing special. Once again, Thor, a solid movie, a great introduction to Thor. I hated what they did to his eyebrows. His eyebrows are absolutely hideous in that movie. But yeah, not a bad movie. Odin was cool. Loki was a great villain. I love the introduction to Loki. I love the introduction to Jane Foster, all those characters. So yeah, I really, really, really liked Thor. Next up, Captain America. First Avenger. And this is a B tier movie. I'm actually a big First Avenger defender. I feel like a lot of people hate on First Avenger because the other two Captain America movies are like the best MCU movies. And First Avenger is a very, very solid movie. I believe this is the third best tier 1 movie, or what was it? Phase 1. Sorry. I believe this is the third best Phase 1 movie, and I really, really liked it. It didn't do anything that absolutely blown me away, but it didn't do anything that actually like make me hate this movie. It was a very solid movie. Chris Evans is Captain America coming off of Human Torch. What a absolute 180, but what a great addition. And yeah, I just love the World War II vibe. I loved Red Skull. I don't know if that's a hot take either, but I really loved Red Skull in the movie. I wish he came back more than just a cameo in Endgame. But yeah, First Avenger, a very solid movie. Next up, Avengers 1. It's peak. We'll get into it, but Avengers 1, one of my favorite MCU movies. It's up there. I believe it's in my top 5. We'll just say that. Avengers 1, just perfect. The nostalgia I have for this movie. Fun fact, it was on my birthday. I went and watched Avengers, I think I went in theaters. I'm pretty sure I went in theaters and watched it, and then I really wanted to buy it on Blu-ray. Well, on my birthday in 2012, I got stuck in the hospital because I was like really, really sick with the flu. And my mom, my grandma bought me this big bucket of just stuff. It was Avengers book. It was like an Avengers blanket. It was an Avengers movie. There was like Avengers, there was just a bunch of Avengers stuff. And from that day on, I have loved the Avengers movie. It is just a perfect movie in my opinion. I think the Avengers movie is perfect. I think it is the best paced movie of all time. I don't know if that's crazy. I think it is better paced than the beginning Star Wars movies. And I think New Hope and Empire Strikes Back are just perfectly paced movies. I think Avengers is paced well. Just the way the dialogue was working, they're talking about Tony Stark, and then they move on to Captain America, and then we see him punch in the bag, and it's just the way to introduce every character in that movie, and then move on to the villain. It was just perfect. Like Avengers 1, they are never making an Avengers movie better than this. Maybe. We'll see later on to the list. But yeah, Avengers 1 an absolute banger of a movie. Next up, we get to Iron Man 3. I like Iron Man 3 a little more than Iron Man 2. But once again, I would say I like it a little bit more than Incredible Hulk, but not by much. These three movies are just so close, and Thor is a little bit better than those three. Iron Man 3, I think, has lower lows than Iron Man 2, but also has higher highs than Iron Man 2. Iron Man 3, I loved him infiltrating that mansion with no suit, just what he built. I loved that. I loved his suit, the way he started off the movie where he was building that suit to come to him, and then later on, 20 minutes later, he protects Pepper with it. I love that scene. I really love that he was having panic attacks too. It's kind of mean to say, but I just loved that this guy, this arrogant billionaire, playboy, philanthropist or whatever he says in the Avengers movie, has panic attacks from the 2012 attack. I just love that. I do think the moment where he lands in Tennessee and he loses the suit to where he leaves Tennessee is very, very long. I feel like that whole thing is very, very drawn out. I do like the kid, but I do think the kid kind of gets annoying in the movie. But yeah, Iron Man 3 is actually a very solid movie. Iron Man 3 and Iron Man 2 get a bunch of hate, but I think they are better than most things the MCU brings out nowadays. Not really, but for the time, I think they were very, very solid movies. Nothing special, nothing that blew me away, but I actually really did like it. And I loved the ending, even though I hated that they retconned it and he basically built all his suits back. I love that he blew up all his suits. It was such a cool moment to see what he was going to do. And then in the next appearance we see him, he has all his suits back. He just has mini suits. It's like, okay, well, what the hell is the point of that? But yeah. Next up, Thor: The Dark World. This is the first D tier entry. This isn't quite F tier, but it's bad. First of all, the movie sucks to look at. I don't know if you have movies that I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but this movie sucks to look at. It is so gray and dull, and I know that was the theme of the movie. But even like when the ether was on screen, it still felt gray and dull. I didn't like the Loki twist at the end. I was getting kind of annoyed that he died again, and they were going to bring him back, and it's just. We'll get into that in the next Thor movie too, because that really pissed me off. But I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me. I know there are some defenders of Thor: The Dark World, and I don't think it is the worst MCU project ever, but it's just not that great. The villain is arguably, Malekith is the worst villain in the MCU, arguably. I did like some of the action sequences. When Thor's trying to escape Asgard, or like Asgard is fighting Thor, I thought that was very, very cool. I did like Jane Foster in this movie a lot. But besides that, it doesn't have much going for it. Now, Captain America: The Winter Soldier, boom. It's going. I have it above Avengers. The Winter Soldier, damn near perfect. Like it, out of any movie ever, I would consider it damn near perfect. Like the Avengers, I consider perfect, but I like Winter Soldier a little bit more. I don't know if that's weird to say. Yeah, the Winter Soldier is just absolutely amazing. The way they went back to kind of like a grounded spy espionage type thing after they've had all these crazy MC movies was crazy. They went from the Avengers to like a Asgard cosmic world. The first time we've ever really been in space. Besides a little bit of Thor, but we've really only ever been in space in Thor: The Dark World at this point. And then we go back to grounded spy espionage, and it was perfect. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. Captain America: The Winter Soldier was just awesome. I loved it when it came out too. That was pretty cool. A lot of movies back then I liked very, very equally because when I was younger, just watching a superhero movie, I was just like, oh my god, I'm watching superheroes. But Captain America, for some reason, and the Avengers, of course, they stood out as just two movies I just love. Like I wanted to turn these on every single day and watch them. And that's when I knew that these movies are just great. Next up, another S tier edition, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. James Gunn, my man. James Gunn, the best director in the MCU. Just kidding, it's the Russo brothers, but second best. The Russo brothers definitely the best, but James Gunn, what a guy! He turned this team of Guardians that I never even knew existed. I'm gonna be honest. When I was younger, didn't know these guys existed. I knew very minimal comic knowledge because I only watched animated TV shows, and I've read some comic books when I was little, but not very many. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, peak. I love it. I will say the more I watch it, the more the jokes kind of don't. I don't like the jokes as much. But still, the movie's still great. It's one of my least watched S tier movies, I would say. I've probably watched it like 5 to 10 times in my life. It's still great. I don't know. I prefer watching the other Guardian. I don't know how to word this. No, I don't prefer watching other. It's a weird thing. Every time I turn it on, I feel like I like it a little less. I don't know if that's weird. But yeah, Guardians, as of right now, is an S tier movie. Definitely in my top 10, I'm pretty sure. It's just perfect. Now, we get into the best thing ever. We're just going to go ahead and do all three of these. Daredevil Season 1, S tier. This is Season 2. We'll put this thing like, it's top B tier. Where's Season 3? Moment of silence for the greatest show ever. Being killed and then coming back later, but we'll get into that. Daredevil, if you guys don't know, Daredevil is my favorite thing ever. Like, my favorite movie ever, fun fact, is the Batman 2022. The Daredevil show is my favorite media, like, it's my favorite thing ever. I love it more than Batman 2022, and it's crazy to say I ever like something more than that. But I have watched this show completely probably 5 or 6 times. It is perfect every single time. Season 2, yes, is a little lackluster, but I'm still taking Season 2 over half the MCU. And Daredevil Season 3 and Season 1 are like the best things the MCU has ever done, even though they weren't part of the MCU back then. Still, they are a part of the MCU now, so I'm considering it part of the MCU. Absolutely perfect. it doesn't get better than that. It does not get better than that. But yeah, I could make a whole 20-minute video ranting about Daredevil. But next up, we got the Avengers: Age of Ultron. This is a solid. We're gonna go top of B tier here. Age of Ultron is very great. I rewatched it very recently, actually. It was very, very delightful. The dialogue in that movie is so quick and snappy, and I loved it. I did hate that Ultron was done at the end of the movie. I wanted to see more Ultron. I did not like my least favorite part. One of my least favorite parts in the MCU period is Hulk and Black Widow. Hated that. Hulk's dialogue to Black Widow saying "You're not the only monster" is just the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. What else do I not like about this movie? I don't know. I liked Tony Stark, but I did not like Tony Stark. I felt like he was starting to get really, really repetitive. Of I'm gonna make this villain, or I'm gonna make something save the whole world, and then it's gonna be turn into a villain, or I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this. He was kind of a weird. I loved his character in the movie, but I genuinely didn't. I don't know. I felt weird about it. It's just not. It's definitely the worst Avengers movie, but it's not a bad movie. People hate on this movie because they compare it to Avengers 1 and then the Infinity Saga Avengers. Like, it's still a great movie. It's still on the upper half of MCU projects. It's just you compare it to Avengers, which is perfect, Infinity War, which is perfect, and Endgame, which has some problems, but it's still amazing. Yeah. I think Age of Ultron was pretty solid. Next up is Ant-Man. Once again, we're going to put this sucker in A tier. Ant-Man blew me away. I remember watching it when I was younger, of course. I did not watch this in theaters. I waited till it came out on streaming. I really liked it. I really, really liked it. I was never an Ant-Man fan. Didn't really know much about Ant-Man. So I wasn't upset when they cast, or Scott Lang was Ant-Man instead of Hank Pym. Not upset at all because I wasn't an Ant-Man fan. So I came in with an open mind because I didn't know anything about him. And it was a great, great movie. I loved Ant-Man. It's a very, very solid watch. Like, it's definitely, I would give it an 8 out of 10. Like, I loved Ant-Man. I still do. But yeah, very solid movie. I like Scott's character. I really, really think Paul Rudd does a great job throughout the MCU as being Ant-Man. I really like Hank Pym's actor too. But yeah, next up is Jessica Jones. I think this is season 1. Season 1 is the only season I've watched. So we'll go ahead and put, I think, season 2 and season 3. I started season 2. I just couldn't get into it. Season 1 I watched. Very, very solid. I would put it about right there. I think it was very, very good. I don't really remember much about it. I just remember I really liked the villain. I don't know if that's a hot take, but I really, really liked the villain, and I really, really liked Jessica Jones. Yeah, I just feel like it was good. I watched it a long time ago. I've never rewatched it. It was like around the time when I was watching Daredevil for the first or second time. So I've never rewatched it. And I do want to go back to season 2 or 3, but I've heard horrible things about it. So then again, I really don't want, because I don't want it to tarnish like when I think about Jessica Jones. Because when I think of Jessica Jones show, I think it's just a solid show that I really liked. But yeah, Jessica Jones, very solid. Next up, we have Civil War. And it's not better than Daredevil, of course, but I personally right now have Civil War better than Winter Soldier. Just barely though. If you would ask me this a month ago, maybe I had Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier and Civil War to me are just neck and neck. And every now and then I see a TikTok edit and I like one more than the other, or I watch the movie and I like one more than the other. But Civil War is the most recent MCU movie I've watched. I just watched it like a couple days ago. Oh my god. Civil War. Oh my gosh. At the time Civil War came out, it was my favorite MCU movie. It stayed my favorite MCU movie until we get to my favorite MCU movie. So, fun fact, Civil War is my second favorite MCU movie. My second favorite MCU project, I guess, maybe. Because Daredevil, they're part of the MCU now, but they're so weird. They're on the list, so I'm gonna rank them, but they're not really like MCU, I guess. So far, Civil War is the best MCU project, but whatever. Civil War is just amazing. Tony Stark being the antagonist, even though I'm Team Tony Stark. He wasn't as right in the movie. Maybe Captain America was a little bit more on the righteous side, but it's Tony Stark, and I'm a big Tony Stark glazer. I've always been an Iron Man fan. Plus, I like Black Panther. Plus, I like Spider-Man. Oh my God! Introduction of Spider-Man. That is the best Spider-Man we've ever had on screen. Was in Civil War. That 10 minutes of Spider-Man we got from Peter Parker to Spider-Man, the best Spider-Man we've ever had. There's not been a moment better of Spider-Man live action than that 10 minutes. I will die on that hill. That was a perfect introduction to Spidey. I will say we'll talk about him later. They did kind of lose me with him, but he was just perfect. Tom Holland as Spider-Man is becoming my GOAT. It's always been Andrew Garfield because I grew up on the Raimi movies, but I really didn't. I don't know. I'd rather watch other movies than those Spider movies. I watched them all. I loved them. But I was watching Star Wars. I was watching Hulk. Like back then when I was little, that's what I liked. But Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, even though his movies are bad, I still love them. Just because it's I loved Andrew Garfield. But yeah, Tom Holland, he's if Brand New Day is peak, he's my favorite Spider-Man. Lo and behold. All right, Luke Cage season 1. I never finished. What I watched of it though, it would have been like a C tier. It was nothing special. So we'll go ahead and put Luke Cage down here. I've watched most of it, but I've never finished season 1, so I don't want to get it. I don't want to rank it just because. But yeah, what I've watched of it, it was probably like right about here. Nothing special, but solid. Nothing special though. Doctor Strange. This is another A tier movie. I like it more than Ant-Man. I almost like it more than Iron Man. What a movie. And Captain America, what is it? Winter Soldier. They tease Doctor Strange. Then Doctor Strange comes out. What an amazing, one of the best introduction movies in the MCU, in my opinion. We have Iron Man, we have Captain America, we have Hulk, we have Thor. I think Doctor Strange, I think right now it's only behind Iron Man. If you count Guardians of the Galaxy, but solo introduction movies, there's not very many better than Doctor Strange in my opinion. It was a great, great movie. I loved like the intro to the movie, like the beginning part of the movie, like where he's showing off being a doctor, blah blah blah. He gets in a wreck and then he gets a car montage. That was peak. I love that. I don't know why, but I just remember that and I'm loving it. I also love the ending of the movie where he's fighting Dormammu and he keeps going back and back and back and back, which they kind of nerfed my boy Dormammu, but it's fine. Next up is Iron Fist. Do I give it D? I've unfortunately watched all Iron Fist, and I'm not gonna lie, not great. I'm gonna give season 1 bottom C, season 2 a D. I don't know if that's a hot take, but season 1 I didn't hate. Season 2 I did not like at all. I would say honestly I liked Thor: The Dark World more than season 2. Season 1 was not bad. I did not like Iron Fist's portrayal. I think that actor can act a good Iron Fist, but I just don't think he did at all. So hopefully in season 3 of Daredevil Born Again, he comes back and he just crushes it because I did not like that Iron Fist at all. I like the surrounding characters a lot though. But yeah, not much to say. If you're watching on the MCU, you can skip it. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, we're probably going to put this right here. I don't hate it. I love it all. I love it more than these movies, but I don't love it. I guess I just said I love it. I don't love it. This is on the tier where it's a very solid movie. It's a very good watch, but it's nowhere near Guardians of the Galaxy 2. If anybody puts it in the same realm as 1, puts 2 in the same realm as 1, you're insane. 1 is beautiful. 2, it's kind of a mess. But it has a bunch of great moments to where I enjoy turning on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's one of the few MCU movies that my girlfriend has actually watched. She loves Guardians of the Galaxy, so it makes me like it a little bit more. But yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 isn't bad. Definitely not as good as 1, though. Next up, Spider-Man Homecoming. I don't care. I don't care. It's peak. Has a lot of issues with it. I guess not a lot. There's just one big main issue, and it's Spider-Man needs Tony Stark throughout the whole movie. That is an annoying issue, but everything else in the movie is peak. If you somehow take Tony Stark out of that movie, that is the best Spider-Man movie ever. I loved Spider-Man Homecoming. I did say that Civil War is peak Spider-Man. I still stand on that. I think Spider-Man Homecoming, they kind of take a step back of what he was in Civil War. He's still very great in Homecoming, but I think Civil War Spidey was absolutely perfect. But I love Spider-Man Homecoming. I got that. This was my first Blu-ray movies because, yeah, I think I just got a Blu-ray player when this movie came out in Blu-ray and I bought it. I watched this thing like every night. I thought it was so amazing having a new Spider-Man movie. I loved Spider-Man Homecoming. I don't care what anybody says. It's an absolutely amazing watch. Next up, The Defenders. I like it more than Iron Fist, but it wasn't anything special. It was solid, but it wasn't anything special. Like a 7 out of 10, 6.5 out of 10. I love the Iron Fist and Daredevil. Daredevil packs him up because Daredevil's the GOAT. Next up, Thor Ragnarok. The more I watch this movie, the more I sit on it. I don't like it as much. I would put it up here in A. I do think it is a good movie. I do think it is a very good movie. I do think the jokes get old though. Like how I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy, the more I watch this movie, the more I kind of get pissed off at the jokes. Like the one joke where Thor throws the ball off the window and hits him in the head. The first time I watched it, I peed my pants probably. The second time I watched it, I probably gave a giggle. And every time I watch it now, I'm like, oh my god, that's so stupid. And that's the humor throughout the whole movie. Every now and then, it still is very funny. And the movie itself is a very solid movie. But, like, I don't know. I love that he became, like, the God of Thunder, though. He stopped worrying about the hammer and he became the God of Thunder. I love the ending. I love that it kind of introduced us into this different version of Thor. I love that it brought us into Infinity War at the end. I still think it is a great movie. The humor just does not land for me anymore. And the more I watch it, the more it's probably going to go down the tier list. So the more I'm probably not going to stay away from it because the way I think about it right now, it is a solid 8.10 or 8 out of 10, maybe 7.5, somewhere up there movie. I could be convinced it is B tier, but I still really enjoy Thor Ragnarok. Next up, Punisher Season 1. Is this a faded take? Because I don't think it's faded. Let me tell you something. That shit is peak. I don't care how bad people think that season 1 is, or how bad it's written, or whatever. Season 1 of Punisher, oh my gosh. Punisher is one of my top 5 favorite characters ever in Marvel. Daredevil's number 1, of course. But Punisher is in the top 5 of my favorites. They did my boy justice. Jon Bernthal's Punisher is so damn good. Now, there's a big issue with Jon Bernthal's Punisher that we'll get into, which I don't see his solo on here. Because I want to talk about that too. His solo little show. But yeah, we'll go ahead and get into Punisher Season 2. This is like definitely a step back. I honestly, it's gonna go bottom B tier. The thing with it is, it was still very good. Jon Bernthal in it is perfect. Anytime Punisher is on screen, it's perfect. But it did not sit with me the way season 1 did. I thought season 1 was just a perfect show. And honestly, same thing with season 2. Jon Bernthal in season 2 of Daredevil is amazing. He's not the issue in any of this. The problem is the way they keep writing Jon Bernthal to be this guy that we never see him just be the Punisher. Like we never, which I guess we do. That's kind of a faded take. How do I word this? He always has to get brought back into it. He's never just the Punisher, and that's the problem I have with a lot of Daredevil shows. With a lot of Daredevil too, is these characters, they always, at the beginning of the show, I'm done. I put up the mask. I'm done. I don't want to be that anymore. And then something brings them in, and they become the Punisher. And at the end of the season, then we get the suit, and they're the Punisher, Daredevil. Why can't they just be the Punisher / Daredevil for a season? That's why Born Again Season 1, we'll talk about it, but that kind of bugged me. But, like, Punisher, I just feel like I hate that trope. And it still was the same thing in the final One Last Kill. It still was the same thing that I'm not Punisher anymore, and then something brings me in and becomes the Punisher. Just make him be the Punisher. That's why I'm sorry for Brand New Day, because we skip that, and we just see him as Frank Castle being the Punisher. But yeah, the Punisher Season 1, absolutely amazing. I can't put it ahead of any of these movies, but it's amazing. Season 2, definitely a step back. And looking at it, I like it around Daredevil. I think these are very equal in my opinion. So, Black Panther. Black Panther, do I put it in A? We're going to put it in bottom A. It could be top of B, but I loved Black Panther when it came out. It was another movie I got on Blu-ray. I loved it. I don't care the hate that it gets. Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther is one of the most perfect casting ever. R.I.P. late great Chadwick Boseman. Hopefully we never get another Black Panther because I don't want anybody to ever play Black Panther besides Chadwick Boseman. I just don't want anyone to play T'Challa. That is because I like Shuri's Black Panther. It wasn't bad. But yeah, peak. What a great introduction movie. This is on the level of Doctor Strange introduction. And you can see a lot of intro movies are up here in A tier. Because I think the Marvel Cinematic Universe does intro movies very, very good. I think they do more good than bad with them. But it was just such a good movie. Killmonger was great. I wish Killmonger was in the MCU more because I wanted to see more from him. I wanted to see his character development because I think he could have turned into, even though some people might not like it, I think he could have turned into a great like anti-hero or kind of that trope. And I would have loved seeing it. But yeah, I loved Killmonger. I hate that they killed off Claw. I really wanted to see Black Panther versus USC's Claw. But yeah, Black Panther, a great movie. Now, what many think is the best MCU movie? It's perfect, but I have the Avengers as the greatest Marvel movie or the greatest Avengers movie. Now, that being said, Infinity War, the perfect movie. It's a 10 out of 10 movie. All these projects before Infinity War are 10 out of 10. No questions asked. They are perfect. They're amazing. Perfect. I like Avengers more just because of nostalgia and what it means to me. But Avengers Infinity War, going to school the next day and talking to my friends in 6th grade about how Spider-Man died was a top 10 experience of my life. Literally the craziest thing ever. We're talking about Spider-Man dying. We're talking about Black Panther dying. And I was young enough to know that they're not bringing them back. I didn't think of it of a way where Black Panther and Spider-Man just made hella money at the box office, so they're going to have to bring them back for money. I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking they're gone forever, and I never get to see those characters again. Also, Thanos won. We have never ever seen a villain just win like that in the movie end. There's times where a villain wins, and then 30 minutes later, they somehow kind of make it even to where both sides kind of won. Or there's times where the villain wins, and 30 minutes later, they reverse it all, and the hero wins. Infinity War? No. Literally, 5 minutes before the movie ends, he snaps, everybody vanishes, done. Oh my gosh. It's just amazing. Like, Infinity War is a top 10 experience of my life. Well, no, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Uh, yeah, it was just amazing. Next up, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Rewatched it. Probably because I liked Ant-Man 1 so much that they did Ant-Man so dirty in this next movie. I didn't like it at all. I don't. I know there are probably some things in here that like at least give it D tier. I just hate it so much because Ant-Man 1 was so great and then they did this and he was just not great at all. I don't like it at all. Do not like it at all. Next up, Captain Marvel. I like the Dark World more than Captain Marvel, but I don't think it's on the same tier. I like it a little bit. Like there's some scenes I like. I love Nick Fury in it. I hated though the fact that it's a freaking cat that ruins his eye. I know it's like an alien cat, but still, why the hell is that the big reveal that it's a freaking cat that cuts his eye? Like what? And I feel like I'm blanking on her name. The actor for Captain Marvel. That was very unfortunate because she's in a lot of movies I like. Nope, not coming to me. They'll come to me later, but she did not give the greatest performance, in my opinion. I don't think it was like the worst thing I've ever seen, but it definitely wasn't the best thing. The movie itself, nah, it's okay. In game, I think in game has to just go on S tier just because it is in game. But that being said, it's going to be bottom S tier because you could talk me into it being an A tier. I think in game, it is a very, very good movie. Don't get me wrong. Very, very good. I don't think it's perfect. I think the last 50 minutes of the movie is the greatest thing the MCU has ever done. If we were just rating on endings, it would be Pete. It's the best thing they've ever done. Literally, that final fight, like once they get back to Earth, or once they get back to their timeline after time traveling, from that scene on, it's just perfect. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Before that, though, it is very, very slow and very, very drawn out. Very drawn out. Like I love Tony Stark and Steve Rogers where they went. That scene, those scenes were great. I love that. Keep that in there. But like Hulk scenes where he's talking to the Ancient One, that's just so long for no reason. I didn't get anything from that. I didn't care that much. What they did to Hulk, what they did to my boy Hulk, absolutely horrid. Why? Why did they make him Professor Hulk? Just make him Bruce Banner, dude. Mark Ruffalo is great when he's Bruce Banner. I don't like Mark Ruffalo's Hulk that much, but Mark Ruffalo is great as Bruce Banner. I really liked him there. Um, but yeah, the Hulk is bad. I just there's a lot of bad in this movie, but there's so much good in the ending. Like that final fight scene, I am Iron Man, just the fact that Iron Man died, like everything after that was perfect. Steve handing the shield off, even though I kind of wanted Bucky a little bit more, I still like that Sam got it too because Sam was his friend in the modern day. He was there for him throughout everything after he came out of the ice, basically. So yeah, I love that. Didn't hate that, but yeah, what a great ending to the Infinity Saga. If you were to stop the MCU right here, I think it is amazing. Like, look at these. C is like average in my opinion. D is ass and below. There's 4 projects in my opinion that are just kind of shit, and the rest of them are average to good. Like, watch at the end of this tier list how many are going to be down here. But yeah, Endgame was amazing. Next up, Far From Home. It's gonna go here. The thing with Far From Home is there's a lot of hate. I hate that he's not in New York. I don't know why that bugs me. It just bugs me kind of. I don't I don't like Mysterio at all. I really just don't like. I think Jake Gyllenhaal gave a good performance, but I didn't like that he was Mysterio. Like, I don't know. Something about that just does not sit right with me. I loved Tom Holland in this movie, of course. Tom Holland in this movie is great. I loved him in this movie. He's a standout actor. Nick Fury wasn't bad. There was a lot in this movie that didn't sit right with me. It's just a solid movie. It's a very fun watch. Any Spider-Man movie is very fun. I will say that. Every Spider-Man movie besides TASM 1 is a very, very fun watch. I think TASM 1 is kind of boring, but every Spider-Man movie ever made is a fun watch, so I'll give it that. But it's got nothing special. WandaVision, we're gonna go top of B. I'm not as high on WandaVision as everybody else. I thought it was a great like first show. To begin the shows with something like that is an amazing accomplishment because I've never done anything like that. I did kind of think it was a little weird, but I didn't think it was bad. I really like Wanda's character. They brought in Photon for the first time. I liked how they did like different decades per episode. I did like that. They brought back Quicksilver, which was kind of a weird. I don't know. I thought that was really weird. But yeah, WandaVision wasn't bad. I didn't think it was the greatest thing ever, like some people, but I did think it was very solid. Next up, Falcon the Winter Soldier. We're going top of C tier, baby. I started watching it not too long ago. It was like a couple months ago, and I didn't finish it, but it is not as bad as I remember. It's not that good though. I don't like Bucky's character that much in this. I think Bucky is very nerfed. I know they did it just because they didn't want him to be that crazy Winter Soldier anymore. I hated that. Make him just a goat. I liked Zemo a lot in this movie or this show actually. And I really liked U.S. Agent. I loved John Walker. The first time I watched the show, I was on the train where John Walker didn't really vibe with. After watching Thunderbolts and coming back, I loved John Walker. He's amazing. Call me a LARPer. I don't care. Because when we get in Thunderbolts, I'll talk about it. But I really like John Walker. And I liked Sam Wilson as Captain America. I really liked that. I was one of the few that kind of didn't know how to feel about it the first time I watched it. After watching Brave New World, after watching this show, I like him a lot. I really do. I just don't think this show does anything special. And the Flag Smashers, Carly, she's terrible. Like, she's on par with Malekith as the worst villain in the MCU. So, yeah. Next up, Loki Season 1. This is A tier. I don't think it's better. I think it's better than... I don't think it's better than Spider-Man Homecoming. I think it's better than everything else. I thought it was an absolutely amazing show. Definitely my favorite... no, it's not my favorite MCU show. Backtrack that. It was my favorite MCU show at the time because I didn't consider Daredevil. But yeah, I loved Loki Season 1. Very solid show. Now, where is it? Loki Season 2, we dropped down a lot. We were at bottom. I think we were at top C. I think we'll give it bottom B. It can't be on the same level as Falcon Winter Soldier. I think it was definitely a step back. It was very confusing. The ending was really good, though. I like the ending. How he becomes the God of Stories, but very confusing. I didn't really vibe with it as much as I did Loki Season 1. It was still solid. Not on the same level as Captain America or the Falcon and Winter Soldier, but still not as good as the first season was. Definitely not as good. Next up, Black Widow. This is another intro movie that I'd put about right here. I guess it's not really an intro movie; she's already established, but a solo movie was not that bad. I was pleasantly surprised. Taskmaster, though, F tier villain, absolutely horrid. I hated Taskmaster in the movie. I just ugh. Why did they do the Taskmaster like that? Yelena is amazing. We get Yelena for the first time, which is absolutely insane. Because Yelena is just the goat now. She's like my favorite character in the MCU now. But yeah, Black Widow, not bad. I definitely really, really enjoyed it. But yeah. Next up is What If? What If season one, like the same level as these, and then I didn't watch the rest of What If. So where's the rest of What If? I didn't watch the rest of What If because I just didn't care. I'm not gonna lie. What If season one, the tropes they did, like what if Killmonger or what was it? What if Black Panther was Star Lord or something like that? Like what? What? Well, who cares about that? Why aren't we doing what if the other half staff? What if I did like the episode though where all the Avengers died? I thought that was really cool. But yeah, Shang-Chi, great movie, great movie. Absolutely loved Shang-Chi. What a crazy movie! Like I've never read a Shang-Chi comic. I didn't even know this character existed. So I came to this movie like, what the hell is this movie? Why are we getting this? Blew me out of the water. Maybe that's why I love it so much is because I expected this movie to be ass. I expected me not to care about this movie because I don't care about this character. But now after this movie, I love Shang-Chi. I want him in everything. I want to see Shang-Chi in everything. Simu Liu as Shang-Chi, perfect. That's all I got to say about it. The action in this movie, hand in hand, which the same guy that choreographed and or directed this movie, directing Brand New Day. Just saying. The fight scene's about to be peak. But yeah, Shang-Chi, absolutely amazing movie. I love it so freaking much. But yeah, Eternals, for the longest time, I watched it. It was probably half a year ago again. I always thought this was probably a C tier movie, but I watched it again and I just I'll put it there. No, I gotta put it here. I'll put it top of D tier, but I just did not vibe with it. I like Cersei and I like Icarus, and that's all. I didn't really care about anything else. Like I didn't care about watching this movie. Like why did we need this movie? I used to like it a little bit more, but rewatching it, I don't know what I saw in it. I remember I went and watched it in theaters too with my mom, and I was kind of bored. But yeah, Hawkeye. Hawkeye's great. Hawkeye's amazing. I really really liked Hawkeye. I love Kate Bishop. I honestly loved Kingpin too. I thought they did Kingpin great in this show. I loved Kate Bishop. I loved Hawkeye in the show. What a great, just dude, what a great show. I wish we got season two of Hawkeye. I wanted more. Really wish Spider Man was in it too because we really looked like we were gonna get Spider Man. But yeah, Hawkeye, very very solid show. Now, ladies and gentlemen, film we've all been waiting for. The best MCU movie. Spider-Man, No Way Home. I know. Some people might think this is a faded take. Spider-Man No Way Home is my second favorite movie of all time. This movie, I would watch it in theaters 3 times, I believe. I, for theater experiences alone, I didn't even talk about this with Endgame. Endgame was my favorite theater experience ever. I completely forgot about this. Endgame, I remember I watched it with my mom. She took it to me. Thank you, Mom. She took it to me opening night, the Thursday, because they always release on Friday, but for some reason they come out on Thursday. She was in there. The theater was absolutely packed. She had no idea what was going on. Cat lifted Mjolnir. The whole theater stood up and applauded. I was one of them. I was screaming and yelling. Spider-Man No Way Home Takes the Cake is my favorite theater experience ever. The same story, which I actually went and watched this with one of my good buddies at the time, and he is not tapped into Marvel at all. He just went and watched it just because we used to watch movies. Like every movie I'd go watch, I'd take him with me. We just went and watched basically every movie just because. And I thank him for that. He would fight through all these movies that he had cared nothing about. But yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home, freaking just amazing, dude. 11 out of 10. I loved it. The theater experience, the way they brought back all Spider-Man, Tom being the GOAT, Peter or Tobey Maguire being the GOAT, Andrew Garfield being the GOAT, like the villains. It was such a great movie. Like, I love Spider-Man No Way Home so much. It's my third favorite, like, thing ever. I don't know. I think I like it more than Invincible. Maybe. I don't know. I love Spider-Man No Way Home. So looking at it, it's kind of crazy. Avengers Infinity War is fifth in my favorite MCU movies. So if Brand New Day is just absolutely peak in like Spider-Man No Way Home, Infinity War won't be in my top five anymore. Just saying. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, Moon Knight, it's on the same level of all these shows. Like it was very, very cool. Had some cool moments, but there was a lot of moments that I hated. I hated how they. I talk about this every time I talk about Moon Knight. I know that was his character. How like they wanted to show like that third version of him, which is absolutely insane at fighting. But I hated how they cut away from all the action every time something would go down. It pissed me off so much. Like that made me hate the show so much. But then they'd bring in Moon Knight doing something cool, and it was like, oh, I kind of like it again. Suit looks like trash though in some scenes. His suit is so bad, like I can literally look at it and I'm like looking at CGI. But yeah, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Down here, once again, another C2 movie. Had really really high hopes for this movie. Wouldn't watch it. Yeah, it was okay. Nothing special. First introduction of Mr. Fantastic. Eh. He gets like 3 lines. Nothing special. Yeah, I don't much care about it. Miss Marvel. So thing about Miss Marvel is I have not watched the final 2 episodes, but I know what happens in the final 2 episodes. So I'm gonna rank it, and I'm gonna put it in B tier. We'll put it. I like it more. I don't like it more than Avengers. I don't like it more than Daredevil. I don't like it more than Punisher. I don't know. I like it more than Guardians. I think Miss Marvel is great, but I think it's because I love her family and I love like Kamala Khan. Like I love her character, but I don't think she is a lead character. I love her way more as a side character. Just like there are certain characters in the MCU I love more as a side character. Kind of like I don't know, I can't think of one, but I love Miss Marvel more as a side character. But yeah, it was a good show. It wasn't bad. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I actually really really enjoyed it. But yeah, didn't watch the final 2 episodes. I know what happens though. She turns into like a mutant. She's like a mutant, but whatever. Um, this is my least favorite MCU movie ever. Yeah, it is. Going to watch this in theaters after Ragnarok. I was hyped. The lead up to this movie, I was so hyped. This is kind of the inverse of Shang-Chi. I was so hyped for Thor Love and Thunder, and maybe I like Love and Thunder, or I think it's a better movie than other movies on this list. I hate it so much because of the lead up to it and how hyped I was, and it just did not deliver. Gore the God Butcher is the only savior for this movie. Like, and even that, he could not save this movie. Like, I could probably put it D tier just because Gore is so great, but still, I hate it. I Am Groot, never watched it. How many seasons of the show do they have? Damn. She-Hulk, not for me. I know some people like it. Not for me. Just did not care about it. I hated Bruce Banner, like what they did to Bruce Banner. I love the episode where She-Hulk or Daredevil is in it is amazing. I love that. That's all. That's the only reason it's in D tier because Matt Murdock's in it. Werewolf by Night. Um, Very solid. Nothing special. We got Man Thing in it, which is pretty cool. I like Man Thing. I liked Werewolf by Night. I liked Elsa Bloodstone. I liked all those characters because they're cool, like references to other stuff. But nothing special. Just mid tier. Wakanda Forever. Honestly, on that same level. I'm gonna be honest. I did not like it very much. Which I know it kind of sucks because they planned on this movie being a sequel to Black Panther and all that, and then Chadwick Boseman unfortunately passed, so we couldn't have him. But I did not mind Shuri as Black Panther. I didn't love it though. I didn't really like Namor. I didn't really care for Namor in the movie itself. I thought he was cool, but like I don't know. I don't feel like that's Namor. Am I faded for that? I did not feel like I was watching Namor. I felt like I was just watching some bad guy. Atuma's in it though. Atuma was sick. Atuma looked sick. I know you guys are MCOC players or whatever. Atuma's sick. But yeah, nothing special. I do need to rewatch it again. I've only watched it twice. I watched it once in theaters and once, like, not. It was quite a bit ago. I watched it once on streaming, but it wasn't the greatest thing ever. Guardians. Guardians Holiday Special. Once again, it's in that C tier range. Like I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. It just was nothing special. I'm gonna put it a little lower. It's probably gonna go down here. Just yeah, like it was meant to be a gimmick movie, so it wasn't anything special. Like it wasn't meant to be a plot driving, like making the MCU go forward. But Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I want to put it here, but I'm not gonna put it here. I'm gonna. I like it. It's definitely the best D tier movie. Probably should be C tier. Don't care. Kang, they did Kang so dirty. A bunch of ants beat Kang. MODOK got done dirty. Yeah, that movie's just ass. Like, I hated watching it. I couldn't believe that's what they did with Quantumania. Even though I know there was some stuff going on with Jonathan Majors and they had to switch off of Kang in the storyline. So this movie was meant to lead into Kang Dynasty, and now we have Doomsday. So it completely changed the storyline. And maybe if we had more Kang appearances, I would have liked it more. But I just, yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, top of A tier. I loved Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It made me tear up in theaters. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really ever tear up watching shit, but it got me. It really got me. I loved watching it in theaters, dude. I hope we get another Guardians movie, even though I know we're not going to, but I hope we see like Rocket Raccoon and all of them in like another something. I just want to see them again. Like it was so good. But yeah, just what an amazing movie, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is. There's a lot of problems with it, though. I do find Adam Warlock is kind of annoying. I don't really like Adam Warlock that much. I find him very funny, but like as a villain, I did not like him. Loved High Evolutionary. What a great villain High Evolutionary was. I don't know. I really loved Drax's storyline where he was like meant to be a father in it. I loved that. I could probably put this. I should probably put this in S tier. I don't think it's an S tier. No, it's not an S tier. It's pretty close though, but not S tier. Yeah. Next up, Secret Invasion. I'm just putting it in F. I've only watched 3 episodes of it. I don't care. No, I've watched 4. How many episodes are on it? I've watched over halfway through, so whatever that is. Shit's ass. The first episode I actually really liked, I'm not gonna lie. I remember liking the first episode, and the second episode I kinda liked too. And then the rest of it I was just like, what the hell am I watching? And I do know what happens at the end, so that's why I'm ranking it. I know the rest of the story. I just didn't put myself through it. Not it. The Marvels. I still have yet to finish this movie, so I'm not gonna rank it. I began watching it and I just never finished it. I know what happens and I could rank it, but I want to give it a fair shot because I've rewatched basically everything and I've learned to kind of like, and I love these characters more. Like I love Miss Marvel. I've heard Captain Marvel is pretty good in the movie, and I think Photon is pretty good in the movie. So yeah, I need to watch. I need to give it a fair shot because I don't want to rank it yet. Echo, same thing with Secret Invasion, but this is the worst thing in the MCU. It's not. X-Men '97. No, it's not. It's not better than Spider-Man: No Way Home, but it's better than everything else in the MCU. What an excellent show! Like it's perfect. It is perfect. There is one bad episode, and even that episode is still not the great. It's not the worst episode in the world, but episode 5 of X-Men '97 is one of my favorite episodes of television ever. It arguably probably is my favorite episode of television ever. There's probably like 2 Invincible episodes I take above it. Probably like a couple Daredevil, like a few Daredevil episodes I take above it. Besides that, it is up there. It's just so peak. So peak. And season 2 came out last night. I watched first 3 episodes. It's peak too. It's just amazing. Like the start of season 2 though is better than the start of season 1. That's what's crazy. Like season 2 has the potential to be the best thing ever. All right. Deadpool Wolverine. Nostalgia baited me, and it's gonna go up here. I like it more than Ragnarok. On rewatch, definitely like it more. Like it more. I like it more. I like it more. I like it more. Don't care. The plot sucks, but everything else in the movie is amazing. Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, one of his best performances in this movie, I think, in my opinion. Ryan Reynolds is great as Deadpool as always. The cameos were amazing. Gambit was amazing. Blade was amazing. Elektra was amazing. I wish we got Punisher, though. That would have been sick. The movie was just so good. The 2 villains sucked and the plot sucked. Everything else was amazing, I thought. And watching it opening day was just another experience that I just loved so freaking much. Yeah, I mean, it was just what a great show, or what a great movie. Agatha All Along, not on F tier level, but I liked it better than She-Hulk. I'll give it that. No, I didn't like it better than She-Hulk. It didn't have Matt Murdock in it. Um, just not for me. Spider-Man, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man animated show. I'm not gonna lie, I want to put it in A tier. I loved this show. I don't know what about it I loved, but I loved it. I thought it was a very, very good show. Um, I did not like, the only thing I did not like is the many different suits he had. I loved the Future Foundation suit he had. I loved the normal suit he had. I loved like the homecoming suit, like his like own suit that he made. I loved all those suits. Most of the other suits I did not like at all. I loved Norman Osborn in it. Shathra made an appearance, which was pretty cool. I loved Scorpion in it. I loved Tombstone was a star in The Amazing Spider-Man, or the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I can't wait for season 2. I came in this movie thinking I was not going to like it, or the show, sorry, and it was actually very good. I'm not going to lie. Pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty peak. Like an 8 out of 10. Really, really loved it. One of my favorite MCU shows. It's kind of crazy. I think people are going to really hate on that opinion, but I loved it. Captain America Brave New World. I like it more. I'm going to put it at B tier. Maybe that's faded. I liked it more than the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but I didn't like it more. I think it's on this tier of show. But yeah, not a bad movie. I loved Sam Wilson as it. I loved Red Hulk. The leader was kind of eh. I didn't mind the leader. I hated his costume design. I felt like the plot was very, very weird. Like it just did not work. It didn't like it wasn't a fluid plot. But I didn't think the movie was terrible. I didn't mind it. Um, Daredevil Born Again Season 1. This is A tier. I'm going to put this right there. A lot of people hate on Daredevil Born Again Season 1. I don't. I thought it was amazing. 8 out of 10 I'd give it. I absolutely loved it. Very, very great. Very, very great show. It wasn't to the highs of 3 or 1, and that's why some people probably hate it because it's nowhere near that. But it definitely wasn't 2. I think 2 is still worse than 1. Um, I don't think I like it more than that. I think I like it more than Shang-Chi, but not Daredevil. Oh, or Deadpool. But yeah. But Daredevil Season 2, this shit is peak. I liked it not as much as Endgame. I liked it more in Endgame. I didn't like it more in Punisher, though. Some people might think that is wicked. I don't. Daredevil Born Again Season 2 was damn near perfect. It was a 9 out of 10. I absolutely loved it. This was on the level of Season 1 and 3, in my opinion. It wasn't quite there. I think Season 1 and 3 are still perfect. It wasn't quite there, but it still was absolutely amazing. I love what they did with some characters. I loved White Tiger in it. I love what they did with Swordsman. Swordsman was really, really cool to see. I love what they did with Fisk and how they sent Fisk off, which even though he's going to come back in Season 3, I'm just really hyped for Season 3 of Daredevil Born Again. Thunderbolts. Great, great movie. I liked it more than Deadpool Wolverine for sure. Did not like it more than Homecoming. But Thunderbolts, what an amazing movie. I just recently watched this one too. It's just so good. Like, Marvel were in their bag when they made this movie. And this is one of the movies that, like, it looked like it was going to be ass, but the marketing really hyped me up. And I watched it opening day. I loved it. Once again, Yelena is the star of the show. I loved all the characters in the movie, except for Taskmaster. Taskmaster kind of sucked. But all the Thunderbolts themselves worked very, very great. I loved Sentry. I loved The Void. And I didn't mind the ending. I know a lot of people hate on the ending, but I really did not mind the ending. What a great movie. Next up is Ironheart. I like it more than Iron Fist. I actually did not mind it. I didn't think it was that good though. I didn't think it was bad, but I didn't think it was that good. It wasn't bad. I didn't much mind Riri Williams, but I definitely don't think it's on the level of these, but it's still not the greatest. I don't. Now that I'm looking at it here, Spider-Man should be above all this. Yeah, because I like Spider-Man more than all these. But yeah, it's okay. Fantastic Four, right behind. I don't know, dude. It's so close. I think after rewatching both, I don't know. I'm gonna put it ahead of Thunderbolts right now just because it's Fantastic Four. But you can talk me into liking Thunderbolts more, but they're such great movies. I loved Fantastic Four so much. I hated kind of how the ending went, how they kept changing stuff, and like they were just changing stuff. Something would go wrong. Like, oh, we're gonna do this plan now. Oh, we're gonna do this plan. It's the only flaw I have with this movie. Everything else is perfect. All four castings were amazing. I loved all four. Sue Storm, I think, was my favorite in the movie. I actually really like The Thing too, but Fantastic Four was absolutely amazing. I don't get why it gets so much hate. I'm so ready to see these characters on screen again, and we got the first appearance of Doctor Doom in it. Next up is Eyes of Wakanda. I actually did not mind it. I would put it top of C tier. Wasn't bad. Wasn't good. Wasn't bad. Was solid. We also got Iron Fist in it, which is pretty cool. Marvel Zombies. This is on the same level of Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man a little bit more, but I like Marvel Zombies just right there. Marvel Zombies was peak. Peak. Like, they need to add a season 2 right now. Because it was damn near perfect. It just wasn't enough of it. Like, I loved Marvel Zombies. I can't wait for season 2. They did that so freaking good. But yeah. The final project we will be ranking is Wonder Man. Once again, Wonder Man, another A-tier show. I loved Wonder Man. Like, their shows lately have been really great. Wonder Man blew me out of the water because kind of how I said with Shang-Chi, I was not expecting much from Wonder Man, but watching it, it was a very great show, and I very much enjoyed it. But yeah, guys, this is going to be the end of my MCU tier list. This video has gone over an hour, which is absolutely insane. But what are your guys' opinion on my tier list? Did I cook or did I not? I'm a big Marvel lover, though, so I'm very biased. Any MCU project, I just kind of give it a little extra praise. But yeah, this is my updated MCU tier list after rewatching basically everything over the last year. And yeah, let me know down in the comments what you agree with, what you disagree with. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here because I've been talking a lot and I'm kind of ready to be done talking. But yeah, top 10 movies are, that's kind of crazy. My top 10 are Spider-Man, then we go Civil War, Captain America, Avenger. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's a perfect top 10. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, guys. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.